here on the program. I could not be more excited to have our next guest right here in studio because I have been so eager to meet you, sir. 12,919 all-purpose yards and 179 touchdowns and winning 2 state championships. The reigning Mr. Michigan Football Award winner and the top player in the 2025 recruiting class, who was smart enough to decide he wants to go to the University of Michigan and play football there. Bryce Underwood, good to see you, sir. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. I meant every word.
Thank you so much.
How many people have you met since you made your decision to land in Ann Arbor, just look at you and just smile and give you hugs and handshakes and say welcome?
It's been insane, honestly. Just a welcoming opportunity that I've went into, so very glad for it.
And so, but you're from Detroit, right?
Yes, I am.
So did you grow up thinking you could maybe go to the University of Michigan?
So growing up, I played for a team called the Motor City Wolverines. So
that's a yes?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was basically dawned on me, honestly. So
okay.
Me growing up as a Wolverine fan and playing for a team called the Wolverines for over 3 years is what basically was like the factor.
Did you have a winged helmet too there too?
Yes, I did.
They did the whole thing?
Mm-hmm. The whole thing.
Oh, my
The entire
gosh.
thing.
Really? Was it maize
thing.
and blue as well?
It was the entire thing.
Okay. So this is just a continuation of
course,
that,
definitely.
right? When did you, so you are 6'4", right? And what do you weigh right now?
228.
228. Okay, so you've put on some LBs since
Put on
high school.
about 15 pounds since I've been
Okay,
there, so.
very good. So the reason why I bring this up is when did you start being this size, Bryce?
Okay. So I say, okay. I've honestly always been big. So
Okay.
my first year playing football, that was probably when I was the smallest because of who I was playing against. I was playing up at age. So my first year ever playing, I was 6, playing against 8, 9-year-olds, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pretty small. And then the year after that, then I was up to speed with the height and everything. Then the year after that, then it kind of took off. I was about 5'3", 5'4" at the age of 8.
At the age of 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
Age 8. So ever since then, been a little
bigger.
Been a little bigger.
When did you cross the 6-foot line? In middle school?
12.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah,
At
I was
age
taller than my
12.
dad at the age of 11, turning 12. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So did you tried basketball too, I imagine then, right? No? Or not really?
Not really. I never had the time to take it that serious because I knew football was what I wanted to do.
Football is what you wanted to do.
Of course.
Who was your guy growing up, Bryce Underwood? Rooting for it.
Cam Newton, Marshawn Lynch. He wasn't a quarterback, but, my favorite team used to be the Seattle Seahawks.
Why is that? Because the Lions weren't any good? Let's be honest.
Honestly, I've never been a Lions guy.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been, just never been a Lions guy.
Okay.
So Marshawn Lynch was my favorite running back going into football and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle Seahawks defense was real good. I think it was 2012 through the
that's Legion of Boom. That's the Legion of Boom era, like when they were becoming dynastic and things like that. And Cam spoke to you. Why did Cam speak to you?
Honestly, it was just how he carried himself as a person. Like he didn't care what nobody said. He was gonna be him no matter what. So, and my initials is BU. So my parents always kept that in my head as BU no matter what. So,
okay, I
like that. Well done.
Yeah, I love that.
Appreciate it. Very good. BU. And so, have you met Cam? Have you
yes,
met?
I have.
Okay,
a few times.
So how did that go for you?
It was amazing. The first time I met him, we were playing against him in 707 in Las Vegas, 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So we was playing 18U. I was 14.
Mm-hmm.
So I was the quarterback at the time. We shut them out. It was 36-0. They came out all loud and stuff, and I'm sitting there, okay. This is the stuff that everybody be nervous about, excited about to play against. Then I finally got to come across it, and 36-0. So,
what advice did you pick Cam's brain? Did you?
I honestly didn't have time to talk to him because he was kind of upset and mad that they lost that bad. So,
okay.
Then he had to. Then he talked to his team and everything like that. Then probably I think a month later, he had some event where most of the top quarterbacks around the country come out to Maryland. We all train. So that's when I was able to pick his brain and everything like that and figure out who he was as a real person. So.
When was the first time people started coming around your house or knocking on your door or saying, like, let's start playing college football, think about where you're going? When did that first start happening in your life, Bryce Underwood?
8th grade.
8th grade. Do you remember who was the first one to
Kentucky. University of Kentucky.
Who came knocking your way?
Steve Klinks.
And he's like, so Kentucky was the first to ever reach out. Okay. When did Michigan ever? Did Harbaugh ever come watch some of your games and things like that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right.
So, but Coach Klink, the one that offered for the University of Kentucky, was the same one that offered me for the University of Michigan. So he went to Michigan, and then he offered me, and now he's at the Chargers.
Look at that. That's right. Now he's with Jim across. By the way, they're just right down the street.
Yeah.
They're right across the street. Okay, so then let's just spend a few minutes here on your decision in making this decision.
Of course.
Because that's being discussed so much, is, how much money NIL is on the table. And, it's used to be something you don't talk about. Now this is just the way things go in college athletics.
Right.
What are you willing to share about your decision with LSU and Michigan, Bryce Underwood?
Honestly, both great programs. Have a lot of love for the both of them, honestly. So with me being a Michigan fan growing up, of course, that was one of the big factors, biggest things that dawned on me, of course, playing for the Motor City Wolverines and things like that. And me and my family had a lot of sit-downs to really think about the things that matters, which is education and how far am I really willing to go and everything like that. So that was really one of the main things. So,
and that was part of the reason why you decided to just say, listen, I'll stay home. I'll be a Wolverine. I'll get an education.
Of course.
And then where did the money come into any of this, Bryce?
That was really the last thing that was on the bucket list, honestly. So.
And now you could see yourself sitting there in the Wolverine maize and blue, sitting there in the big house. When you first walked in and put this uniform on, what were you thinking, Bryce?
It's time for stuff to change now. It's about to be a big change going into all of this. So.
No pressure, huh?
It comes with it. So
well, it comes with it. Like, how are you taking all of this in? The attention. I'm thrilled that you're here. Is this the first national interview that you've done since doing this? Maybe you've done a couple more. Okay. So bottom line is, I'm glad that you're here and that you're in this. There's a lot of people who are looking at you as a savior, which is kind of wild for a program that won it all 2 years ago. How do you handle that?
Honestly, my mom called it blessed stress, honestly. So, like, all the work that I put in, it's just been a blessing just to be through what I'm going through at this moment. So I have nothing else to do what I have been doing for the last 8, 9, 10 years I've been playing football for, which is hard work, dedicate myself to whatever my goals will be, and
bless stress. That's the way you view it.
Of course.
What have you been told about the starters gig by Coach Moore?
Say it again?
What have you been told about the starters gig by Coach Moore? What have you been?
Honestly, I just know I got to just be myself. That's been my main thing, really.
And that your plan is to be yourself,
of course,
and let everything come, or I'm
going to work for everything, I'm gonna work for everything I feel I earn. So,
because everything that I've heard about you, not that I'm talking about you without you looking me directly in the face, Bryce, is that you are a raging competitor about everything. I've heard that you've gone against some players in practice and certain drills, and you talk mess. Like you.
Watch this.
Okay.
What was we just doing at the dinner table the other day?
What were you doing?
We was competing over rock, paper, scissors. I swear to God. We was competing over rock, paper, scissors for like 30 minutes.
Do you want to, because I have 3 children, okay? And the crazy thing is, Bryce, is that my oldest is only a year younger than you right now. Do you want any of this smoke on this front right now?
I don't know if you want to do it on TV.
We can do that right now. Why not? You can call it.
Are we doing rock, paper, scissors, shoot, or rock, paper, scissors? Because that's another thing we was like competing over, if it was rock, paper, scissors or rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Your call. You're the guest here.
It doesn't matter to me.
I always say shoot.
All right, so we're going to do it on shoot.
We're gonna reveal on shoot.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I'll announce.
Okay.
Best 2 out of 3.
Best 2 out of 3?
Best 2 out of 3.
Okay, ready, Bryce
Ready?
Underwood? Ready?
Rock,
paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, we're both paper. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I'm up 1-0.
Rich
I just
Eisen,
said
1-0.
scissors.
Watch this.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. You just covered me. All right.
1-1.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, Rich Eisen.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something, Bryce Underwood.
He is stewing. His initial reaction was like,
I would go for like 10 more games, but
See, that's the competitive
we
spirit.
have
so
time.
I'm gonna just look away for right now.
You won't even make eye contact.
Yeah.
Look at me, Bryce Underwood. This is called the blessed stress.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Being on live television, losing to me in rock, paper, scissors. I'm talking mess now. So I just got a taste of the competitive spirit here.
Of course.
Okay. All right. I'm, by the way, undefeated still and champion. So clearly you want to be the starter right away. I understand. I don't want to put you in any tough spot here, but you know, you'd like to be the guy, right? Week
Definitely.
1, New Mexico. We're playing New Mexico. And I use we as if I'm part of Team 146 here.
You're part of Team 146.
Thank you, sir. That's what you're looking to
Definitely.
do. Okay, now then, let's stroll down this lane here because this is very important to me and basically every University of Michigan fan as well. Can you put up the photograph of Bryce Underwood with LeBron James, please? Okay, put this photograph up. You met LeBron your last trip to Southern California in early March, right? Last weekend, right? A couple weekends ago. Because I was at the Combine. That's when I first reached out to, see if you could come on this program. Did you tell LeBron that you're coming for his school next November?
Definitely. Word for word.
Okay, walk me through what this conversation was like.
So, James Harden is with the company that I'm up under and everything like that.
Okay.
So, I'm very close with James Harden. I talk to him like probably once a week or twice out of the month and stuff like that.
Okay.
So going to the game, talking to James Harden and everything like that, I'm like, okay, they're playing the Lakers. I grew up a LeBron James fan. I had Miami Heat jersey, had a Cleveland jersey, all that. So, my bad, I'm hitting the microphone.
It's okay.
But I'm sitting like, all right, so James, I need to meet LeBron James. This is like during halftime. He came over to talk to me and Brandon, and I said, I need to meet LeBron. He was like, all right, I got you. I'll figure that out. Cool. Guarantee it probably slipped his mind. So after the game, we seen him. We seen James Harden and everything. So we were going to the garage of where all the cars were and everything like that.
Yeah, crypto, or were they into it? No, it was
Crypto. Is it crypto?
Crypto, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know much.
No
So
problems.
all I knew was I'm about all the cars,
Yeah, because those cars in the player's garage.
It's nothing.
Those are good. Those are good.
Some pretty nice cars there. So
Taking notes. Okay.
So then I'm with James again. I'm like, all right, I need to meet LeBron.
Yeah.
Like, I have to. Like, it's a must. I will not leave until I meet LeBron. Then he was like, all right, cool. He went over there to talk to LeBron guys and stuff like that, like Rich Paul and people like that.
Sure.
And I know James, he's not going to sit there for 30 minutes until LeBron comes out. So, but I will. I have no problem with waiting until LeBron comes out. So,
Yes.
but he came out 20 to 25 minutes later. I see him. I'm like, all right. I don't know how I'm about to talk to him. Like, I'm a little nervous. Like, I don't really get starstruck over anybody, honestly. But now I'm like, all right, he getting closer and closer. I'm like, am I just gonna be like, what up, LeBron? Like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
You hadn't thought about your game plan, huh?
I didn't.
No
it was
opening
just
line?
on the fly. It was on the fly.
So what was the opening line?
Exactly, that's what that was. I sat there. I just sat there and looked around. I'm like, is this really about to happen? Like, Rich said no. I guess Rich told one of his guys to introduce him to me.
Yes.
So I'm just sitting there. He's right there. I'm like, he came over there and start walking to me. I'm like, oh, is this really happening? And my hand just started going out, and then dapped him up and stuff. And then we started talking. And then I said, before this all started, just had to let you know, I go to Michigan. He was like, oh, yeah, it's over for Ohio State. So
He said that.
no, I said that.
You said to him,
Yeah.
it's over
He
for
was like,
Ohio State.
he said, Ohio State is home. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna,
How did he take that?
He laughed it off a little bit.
Okay.
And so, yeah, then we continued to have a conversation. Then he was about to walk off. Then I had to introduce him to my dad, because my dad was a pretty big fan of LeBron as well. So
Well, who's not? Of course, it's LeBron James. That's the king. But you had to let him understand that the next few Novembers are going to go similar to, say, the last
four.
It's
Definitely.
Let me tell you something. Can you guys back me up on this here?
About how much trash you've been talking the last few seasons?
I have been talking with my chest for 4 straight years. Now, this is back when you were in grade school. Not the way things were going, as you know.
Of course.
In this rivalry.
Definitely.
If you can still call it that, right? So, do you like that one? See, that's what I've been doing. Non-stop.
Yeah. He's underselling it right now, how bad it's been.
I've gone to LeBron's home county in Canton, Ohio, and gotten heckled as I'm an MC of a Hall of Fame jacket dinner by Ohio State fans going OH, and I've just been firing back for the last 4 years. So you're telling me I have at least a few more years of that to come.
Definitely.
Okay. Let's speak in you're speaking it into existence, and let's go and do this.
For sure.
So what do you think? Just walk me through. Like, have you thought about the moment you're going to first step onto the field in the big house for a game you're starting for the University of Michigan?
Of course.
What does that moment look like for you, do you think?
Honestly, with social media being a huge thing, there's going to be tons of cameras out. I already know that. And my whole life, high school, 707s, everything that I've been going through, it's been cameras out. So it's just another big snap that's about to happen. And that's going to kick off my legacy. So
Your legacy. And what will your legacy be, do you think?
a couple Heismans and at least one natty. So
Okay. Have you spoken to Brady yet? Have you connected to Tom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And?
Now
this,
caught me.
no, you're like telling me everything that happened with LeBron, but is this Tom? Is this more private? You got to keep this private or no?
Not really.
Okay, so what happened with Tom?
I was in a car. I was in the back seat of my mom's car. Mm-hmm. Why wasn't I driving? That don't matter. So we were. I don't know where we was on the way to. I honestly don't know what the predicament was. I don't know where we were going.
Yeah.
I don't know where we were going or anything like that. All I know is I was in the back seat and I was in the middle. And all I get is a call from a 305 number. It was random. I'm like, I don't know anybody from Miami at all. So I answer. Big white teeth on the phone. Like,
What, FaceTime?
Was it FaceTime?
it was a FaceTime call.
Okay.
Wow.
So it was confusing. I'm like, I didn't know what to say. I'm like, I had to act like I already knew he was going to call. Right?
Oh, hey, Tom.
And then the conversation just kicked off and everything. So he was just telling me how excited he was for my future, honestly. So it was just a blessing to have him on the phone, one of the greatest of all time. So
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
As you know, when you go into the locker room, there's one photo of Bo on the wall. There's two of Tom.
yeah,
There's one of Tom wearing 10 and one of Tom wearing 12, and for good reason.
of course.
Because he is somebody, as you know, I don't know if his history at Michigan, he had to split starts. He had to split reps with a former Mr. Michigan who was so hyped, and Drew Henson.
Definitely.
And he wound up being a 6th-round pick because of it, and put that as his chip on his shoulder his entire career. So I guess my last question for you is, what's your chip on your shoulder?
He's just a freshman. He won't be good enough. So.
You're hearing that right now?
Of course.
That's your chip on your shoulder that you'll be wearing.
I might keep that chip the whole 3 years. Sophomore, junior, even though I'm not just a freshman no more after my freshman year. So
right.
That might be the chip the whole way. So.
Okay. And then you win the chip that you
Of
referred
course.
to as a natty.
Definitely.
And a couple of Heismans.
Of course.
Okay, sir. Well, listen, I just want you to, be the Michigan man that, you want to be, and that I'm hearing that you already are, to be honest with you. And, what you're going to do with your standing in the world and what you do with whatever you can do with your family, for your family, and what you can do for people like me who are going to be sitting there and rooting like crazy to watch you grow up into the grown-ass man you already are and, go blue.
Go blue.
That's Bryce Underwood right here on the Rich Eisen Show, everybody. What a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming here, and hopefully this is the first of many times.
Of course.
Right here on the program. That's
Definitely.
Bryce Underwood right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.